Hello, I'm Chuck, and welcome to the Delaware Valley Original Music Showcase. Tonight, we continue our mission of helping support original music in the Delaware Valley with our three-step process. Listen, experience, and pass on original music, but we need your help to get the word out. So let's get started. Tonight's artist is originally from Philadelphia, but left to go to New York City to pursue his dream. And 15 years ago, he settled back in the area in Havertown, Pennsylvania. And he's here to tell us about his adventures in music. Here is Scott McClatchy on the Delaware Valley Original Music Showcase.
With your last dollar in your pocket and a dream inside your head, you talk with your guardian angel each night before you go to bed. You put your faith in tomorrow, faith that was lost on yesterdays. With a sinner's reckless abandon, you get on your knees and pray. When will the just prevail? When are you forgiven for your sins? When will the righteous walk free? When does redemption begin? So you review all of your choices that brought you where you've come to stand. Sometimes you feel like Moses, stranded outside the promised land. You can shake your fist in anger or just hang your head and grin. As you stand here and you're wondering, where does redemption begin? When will the just prevail? When are you forgiven for your sins? When will the righteous walk free? When does redemption begin? When will the just prevail? When are you forgiven for your sins? When will the righteous walk free? When does redemption begin?
So now you got a taste of Scott's music. When we come back, we'll find out more about him in the interview.
Sand slipping through the hourglass, the sun's setting in the west. These days I feel like I've been ridden hard and put away wet. My love of music, I was really blessed to have an older brother with an amazing taste in music. By the time I was 13, he'd already taken me to see like the Stones, the Who. We saw Springsteen at the Tower Theater. He would just drag me along, you know. The first show I ever saw when I was 11 was the Faces. So I had a great education of rock and roll when I was a kid. And it just sprung from there, you know. He was bringing home records like Jackson Brown's Late to the Sky, Springsteen's Greetings from Asbury Park, every Creedence Clearwater Revival record, the band. These were the things I was listening to when I was like, 12 and 13 years old. And that was the basis of everything I'm doing now. That's where it started. But you know I can't complain. I had me a real good time. Got away with some things I never should have, but I paid for some other men's crimes. I just want to break even, or maybe come out a little ahead. the word that everybody throws around now is Americana. It's rock and roll, but we use fiddles, we use mandolins. On the new record, we have a killer horn section. All that stuff. I just feel if the instrumentation is right for the song, run with it, and then worry about where it fits in later. Is that too much to be asking before I'm dead? The new album is called Six of One, Half Dozen of the Other. It started, the drummer, Jeff Pancos, we'd all be in his basement shooting pool. The band was set up there. We'd play rock and roll, maybe have an adult beverage or two, and just play all our favorite songs. And after a while, I started writing again. I haven't done a record in 10 years. But I started writing songs that would fit this act. It's Dave Consiglio on guitar, Chris Erickson on guitar, Nita Slater, who's a fantastic vocalist, and we have the rhythm section of Jeff Pancos and Roy Fisher, and then Al Kleinschmidt's our keyboard player. That was the basis of the band. But then I felt the songs could have used the horn section, and with some buddies, we call them the high school horns, because we met them when they were all in high school. And they joined us, and then we brought in a few friends, and the album just kind of started taking shape on its own. We call it Six of One, Half Dozen of the Other, because there's 6 originals, and there's 6 covers of songs that I've just loved throughout my 59 years on this planet, going all the way back to the band's Ophelia, right up to recently we did a cover of Lucero's Smoke, who's a great band. So it's pretty all over the map, but the way this band plays, it all sounds like it belongs on the same record. I got really lucky with the group of musicians I'm working with. It's funny. When the band started, it was like me and then a couple guys. And at one point I said, should we come up with a band name? And they said, nah, we're sticking with Scott McClatchy. That way, if it blows, you get all the, you get blamed for it. And then one night, my bass player made a joke. He said, we're just doing this out of mercy. So we started calling the band the Mercy Hang. They're just hanging out with me because they got nothing better to do. I almost died once or twice. Scares me to remember it now. I woke up once in a car that was spinning off the highway, but I survived it somehow. The songwriting process, for me, lyrics always come first. Something will happen and I'll write something down, and whether I can get to it at that moment or get to it later, I always try to write the idea or the lyrics down first. I do all my songwriting on acoustic guitar. Even the big rockers all start out, on an old Gibson 1976 J45. And I'm writing on them. That's what I write on. And with this band, I wrote with certain things in mind. Like the guys in the band all bring amazing talents to the table. I know what they can do. So as I was writing this record, it was about, all right, let's work to our strengths. And then I just go from there. When we rehearse, it is complete. It's just a complete democracy. Everybody brings their ideas. I just show them the framework of the songs, and then we bang it out and we work on them, and we'll do different versions till we find what we think fits best. Then when we're in the studio, same thing. It's a democracy. Everybody's ideas count. And it isn't until the final mix where it kind of turns into a dictatorship, where I'm like, okay, I get the final say, and here's where we're going to go. But by that point, everybody's already had their say, and we've hammered everything out. So there aren't any, surprises when the band's here or the final mix. I got bounced off a freight train when I was 13. We all thought it'd be fun to try to jump one, but man, them freight trains are mean. The most thing I enjoy about the music process is working with the band. Like some of my favorite nights in rock and roll have been in basements and rehearsal halls where the band clicks. I've been blessed. I really have throughout my career. I've done everything from 6 guys in a van to first class airplane rides and everything in between. We've played in sweaty clubs, bars, basements, up to, played the Houston Mountain for 17,000 people. But some of the best nights I've ever had are just playing with the musicians that I love. The night before my first record was start to be recorded, I got together with Kurt Brewster, who was a guitar player at the time, and Leslie Campos, fiddle player. And we met at Kurt's apartment, and we're going to go over all the harmonies, all the final arrangements. The first song Kurt played was Love Bug, and we just went off on all country songs and all our favorite tunes, played for 3 hours, never did one song that we're going to be recording, and had a blast, got all our tension out, and it's still one of my favorite nights I've ever had in rock and roll.
How many albums do you have, counting this one coming out?
This one coming out, this will be the 5th. And each record's a little bit different. Blue Moon Revisited was when I first had moved to Brooklyn. Got a deal with a European label, and we brought in all our friends that I was working with. Scott Kempner, the Delaware produced it. And we brought in like Frank Fernaros on it, Dave Kincaid from the Brandos. All our buddies, just kind of everybody chimed in, and we made a really fun record. Then the second record, Redemption, we focused a little bit more. It was a little bit serious. It was post 9/11 record. And I covered a few what you would consider heavy topics. Then after that came Earn This, which was just I wanted a loud guitar record, and we went for it. We had a whole lot of fun. And then A Dark Rage was the 4th album, was the last record I did before I left New York and moved back to Philly. And that's kind of my Irish tinge record. We had Isaac Alderson, an amazing Irish musician, really lent his sound, and I had some great tin whistle, Kirsten Irwin. Just a lot of good Irish players joined on it, so the record kind of leaned that way, kind of like when Steve Earle worked with the Pogues. That's the kind of record that ended up. And then this new one, it's a rock and roll record. Our basic game plan was, would they perform these songs during the last waltz? If the answer was yes, then it fit on the record. You know, it's rock and roll, but there's a lot of influences on this record. We pretty much mine a lot of strings to get these songs. I was lucky. I've been lucky, and I've always had work as a musician. But when my son was born, he's 15 now, I did step away from it. It was time, I just, and when I say I stepped away from it, it wasn't like I was stepping away from Tom Petty's career. I was doing good, I was making a living, but I just said, I want to be a dad. My wife calls it my John Lennon phase, where I stayed at home, I got a job, I was a dad. And then I started doing music again, but now that he's 15, I realized he'll be going away to college in a couple of years. So I kind of backed off again, He's a hockey player. I want to be at every game, I've coached him. It's a lot of fun. So I'm lucky that at my age, I was able to find other career that can pay the bills and still allow me to play rock and roll when I want to. So I'm a lucky guy in that respect. Break Even, it was as I hate to keep referencing the band, but it was from the line in The Last Waltz where Richard Manuel says, I just want to break even at the end of all this. And I always thought that was a pretty great way to look at it. So what I did when I wrote this is one of the few songs that doesn't have the band on it. It's an acoustic number. It's just me and my guitar player, Chris. 2 guitars, 2 vocals, because it's a very intimate song. Everything in it is true. When I talk about wanting to break even, I had cancer and I beat it. My mom didn't. And that's where, at the end of that last verse, when I talk about counting my blessings, when I talk about waking up in a car that was spinning off the highway, that happened once. The driver of the car fell asleep, and we got lucky there was nobody else on the highway. The freight train, I'm a Philly boy, but there was a train that went from the bow gum factory and did all the pickups for the lumberyard, and we would jump on that and ride it as far as we could when we were kids. And I fell off it once, so I got lucky there. All that stuff is true. All the stuff that happened in this. And generally, like I said, I'm a lucky guy. I've been able to do what I love to do with my friends, see the world, and here it is at the end. The first 40 years were about me, what I wanted to do. And now I look at it, the next 20 are about raising my boy. So I'm breaking even. It's good, I've had a good run. So I can't complain. It's my brother Kevin has a great line. He calls me a lifer. It's what we do. The fact that I was able to find a community that accepted me for what I did, and supported me and enjoyed what I did. Like, I still crack up at this day, this long in 40 years into my career. When I do a show, I'm still stunned people show up. We always crack up. We had a joke when we made this record. The 6 people that buy it are gonna love it. So what we do is I keep doing it. Yeah, the halls have gotten smaller. That's part of it. But the people who still want to hear it, I'm gonna keep playing. And like I said about earlier, just sitting around playing with my friends still fills that void, fills that need to play music. When I used to play guitar in Dion's band, he's the Rock and Roll Hall of Famer, and he had a great comment once. He said, when we rehearsed, he loved it because it was a blast. It was just the guys in the band having fun. He goes, whether you're in your basement, whether you're in a rehearsal hall, that's where the music is. Once you step outside, that's commerce. He goes, I love doing it for the music. And I always thought that was a great way to look at it. You play for your friends, but once you step on any stage or put out a record, that's commerce. That's the music business, And then, we're getting to know each other. That we can do this for hours. Mm-hmm. And these conversations, I always say, are best held over a pint, and we're arguing rock and roll, which songs are what, and that's kind of half the fun. And when we did this record, it was great because the arguments in the band are very respectful. It's like, no, don't play so much like this. Give me more, Let It Be, not so much Revolver. I love these musical discussions, and I can do it all day long. When we did my first record, the reason it took so long to do the record, George Martin's book came out about how they recorded all the Beatles stuff. Mm-hmm. And we were trying to have that stuff in the record. Hey, let's see what happens if we do this. So when you talk about music, it's everything about it. It really is. I love the writing process. I love getting together with the guys, figuring out where it's going to go. And some of the best times where I'll write a song one way and it takes a completely different turn in the rehearsal hall. There's a Springsteen version of My Hometown, which is rockabilly. He did a rockabilly version in the studio. And you go, wow, who's the one that decided to make it a ballad? How did it end up? But apparently they made the right decision because it was a monster hit. So that's half the fun, Now, I just want to break even, or maybe come out a little ahead. Is that too much to be asking before I'm dead? It's funny you say that. When I moved back to Philadelphia, we started the Havertown Music Festival, and I was asked to be part. I was on the original board of directors. And part of my job, and I told him, if I'm going to do this, I want to work with the kids. They had 2 main stages where they brought in, now they're bringing in national acts, Matthew Sweet, it's really turned into something. But we always keep one stage for high school kids.
Okay.
And I love working with them because they all submit what they, their demos or their press kits. And then I'll go to the rehearsal hall. We let their parents know, it's crazy old guys coming by to hear the band. And we talk, and I love talking with the kids about what they want to do, how they want to do it. And man, some of these kids are brilliant. I mean, some of the music that we've been able to expose through the festival is amazing. So when I work with the young kids, I say at the beginning, try everything. Work with as many musicians as you can. Work with as many genres as you can. Find what you're good at. Find what's in your wheelhouse. But don't be scared to step outside of it. I've played with people who are light years ahead of me as far as pure talent. But I'll dive in head first. You know, that's how you learn. I'm 59. I'm still learning stuff. So as I say to the kids when I work with them, try not to ever say no. You don't know where an opportunity's going to lead. You know, you just don't. And I know it sounds like a Hallmark card or, you know, something, but that's, you know, if you wear it on your sleeve, you wear your heart on your sleeve, you're going to get kicked in the teeth once in a while, sure, but you'll be a better person for it. You know, just try. Stay true. And this is really hokey, but stay true to your music and you can never go wrong. And they always laugh at me when I say it. I'm like the old guy who's like, you know, waxing poetical. But that's what it is, you know? How many times have you seen it, you know? There's a reason that songs stay with you. It's because the artist stayed true to his belief. And for whatever reason, it touches the right chord. Had no pun intended. Had my heart broken once or twice, and maybe I broke one or two. Well, I give them all back in the words of my songs, but it's strange when they sing about you. You know that I beat cancer, but sadly my mama did not. I guess that's my daily reminder to count all of the blessings I got. Now I just want to break even, or maybe come out a little ahead. Is that too much to be asking before I'm dead? Yeah, I just want to break even, or maybe come out a little ahead. Is that too much to be asking before I'm dead?
Here, one more time, is Scott on the Delaware Valley Original Music Showcase.
I left home at 16 years old, and I've been all around the world. I've seen the 7 wonders, seen streets paved with gold, and I watched my mama's life as it unfurled. Then one day, a surgeon holds a knife, and you're facing your own mortality. You learn real quick what's important in this life. Now there's just one thing that I want to see. I want to see my son dance with my wife on his wedding day. I want to see his bride. I want to see them smile. I want to watch him wipe his mama's tears away. I watched him grow from a boy to a man, while he watched my hair turning gray. I saw the first time that he took his mama's hand, and when he kissed her, that day he moved away. Well, we grow older, our young ones do too. Light flashes like lightning cross the sky. On a runaway train, it's all gone too soon. So Lord, if you're willing, one night before I die, I want to see my son dance with my wife on his wedding day. I want to see his bride. I want to see them smile. I want to watch him wipe his mama's tears away.
Do you know an artist or a band that would want to be in the show? All they have to do is contact us on Facebook. Now it's time for more music from Scott McClatchy here on the Delaware Valley Original Music Showcase.
Tiny scars upon your face, I see you try to conceal. And although time may not erase, it is only your beauty that they reveal. You can't see your own reflection as clear as I see you. A face to make the angels jealous, and a love to make the devil tell the truth. You shone a light into my darkness. You ventured deep inside my cave. You showed a heart in that darkness, telling me there's a soul that you could save. You can't see your own reflection as clear as I see you. A face to make the angels jealous, and a love to make the devil tell the truth. So when you look into the mirror and you're blind to what I plainly see, well, I will show you who you are, girl. You got nothing to fear or hide from me. You can't see your own reflection as clear as I see you. A face to make the angels jealous. It's a love to make the devil